Hey guys, I'm Ed with Everything Kayak and Bicycle, and today we have the first pedal drive offering from Bonafide, and that is the P127. If you want to keep up to date on the videos we have coming out, be sure to check the notification bell, subscribe to our channel if you want to dig through everything we've got going on, and then always, if you like the video, go that route and comment any questions or edit information that you have. That's what they're there for. Check the description. We're going to have a link to the website if you want to dig into all the other things that we offer and have available. So, P127 from Bonafide, we are going to see that propel drive from Big Adventure. That is the 701 series. So it is going to have the built-in weed guard. We're going to have the indexer as well as the pedals that we can apply all the studs to if you go that route. And a lot of people do studs on one side and not on the other. So we have shoes and barefoot, whatever you want to get into there. Same style splash guard that we're going to see on a lot of those native products. And that's the drive. So let's walk through the boat. So as you guys have gotten used to from Bonafide, we're going to see a lot of very from the ground up features and some very innovative things, specifically the hatch hinge setups they have on these. Starting from the bow though, we are going to see a nice handle. There is a rubber insert underneath this, which is super nice. Plenty of space. Even if you have that direction, you're not going to rack your knuckles or anything. And then we have the inserts in the hull underneath here and this plate. So if you take the plate off, you can do a bow mount setup for a micro anchor or things like that. But they're including this plate on here, which is super nice, because if you want to mount something else in there, let's say we're talking Anchor Wizard or any of the other options there, that plate's there. You can modify that plate if you need to. We are going to see the rod tip protectors coming down the front of the gunnels there, and there's a notch out here, which is super nice, because instead of trying to just hit that, you can lay that rod tip down, drop it in, and push it through for when you're trying to get those rods in there nice and quick. And then we mentioned those hinges lightly, but on that bow hatch, it is going to be a rigid hatch, which is super nice. We can put gear on it if we're flopping. We are going to see a liner as well as a gasket inside of that hatch. So at this angle, if we're opening it from the cockpit, we can dig in and get whatever we need. There is a divider here, which is kind of nice. If you've got a battery that you want to sit up to the front and not roll around through your gear, it's pretty cool. And then you'll see even a pad eye here over that little trench. That's going to be for a transducer line. You can see that bung right there where you'd pull that line up through. And the bin comes out. If you want a lot more storage, you need a lot more access, it's definitely there for you. So the coolest thing with these hinges slash latches is on this side here, you can do the same thing. We can open it the other way. And if you want to insert rods or anything down in there, you have great access and a good angle to slide those in and not have to worry about tearing anything up. Just make sure that you latch them all back down so it doesn't fly off on you. Coming through the cockpit, we are going to see top load track on the side of the gunnels here, as well as some EVA foam padding in the cockpit. Help deaden as long as it's slipping and stuff like that. We can put things down, doesn't clatter as much. This little device here, so this clam cleat with the T-handle, this is how we're going to pull up our rudder and keep that retracted up or deploy it from that right-hand side. We'll see good, sturdy. There's a nice well out on these side carry handles. Again, you can carry either direction and not rack your knuckles. Steering, always important if you got the pedal drive. That steering handle is on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, what we can't really see from here though, there is a bungee for putting a paddle over the handle on that side. The seat is going to have one height position, but it is going to allow you to trim it front to back. That's going to set your leg length for your pedal drive to make sure that you've got a good, comfortable operation. Scupper plugs are included. These are the Yak Attack scupper plugs. Really cool setup. They're a little malleable, so they really lock in there nice and well. Looks like there's 6 into the cockpit, 2 into the tank well. We also have a neat little feature here on the seat that you'll see. So that little cup there, I'm sure you can put a paddle or whatnot, but if you want to lay a rod to stage that down, you can hook that in and have it really close to you. If the rod tip's not going to fall out, we can sit it. You don't have to bungee it. But again, like we talk about, leash it or lose it, always keep that in mind. We are going to see flush mount rod holders in the back as well as some gear track. So we're going to see that track underneath the seat here, which is really unique. That's just going to help really reinforce that hull so we don't have any issues with that. I'm gonna move this over there. In our tank well, we are gonna see, again, some really unique features that we see from Bonafide. These little guys here are for clipping to crates, or whatever you put back there, whether you use them or not. They're on the bungee, so they're out of the way if you're not using them, but they're real easy to do a hold down, clip in, secure a crate, or tote, ice chest, whatever you got going on. And then we see these little panels here. So we have a taco clip style paddle holder, we have a base plate, and then we have a mighty mount from Yak Attack. And that's gonna allow you to mount whatever you want. If you wanna do, rods for trolling, rods for vertical storage, these can be loosened up, adjusted in and out, rotated around, whatever direction you wanna go with those. Super, super handy. Even if you wanted to put one up front for whatever reason, you can easily pull off this top load track and drop it up there. We've got a little bit of an access port here. That's gonna allow us to get into that hull, and then with our rudder assembly. So that top line we see exposed there, that's our up and down line that we talked about up there on the starboard gunnel, where we can pull and lock that out to bring it up or drop it down to deploy it while we're using it. And then that hub's gonna rotate. And again, on the back here, just like we saw on the front, they don't have the additional plate on this one, but you can see the inserts for the threading if we're gonna mount anything there, whether we're doing universal mounts for motors, spikes, anchor spikes, whether it's electric or manual. And then the rear handle is going to fold back out of the way, which is super, super nice. So again, guys, that is the Bonafide P127, the first introduction into their line. It's gonna have a pedal drive system in it. Again, that is the Propel from Big Adventures, the 701 series, which is the current model of that drive. So guys, again, that kayak comes in at 12 foot, 7 inches long. It's about 34 inches wide. We're talking about a little over 100 or so weight-wise when it comes to that fitted hull weight.